Oh, jeez.
I think we're online. I don't know.
Yeah, what you got, Ronnie?
Oh yeah, you're online.
Joke.
No, we're already live.
Tell the Zeke Mercer story. Go with that again.
So let me tell you about some Zeke Mercer stories.
We'll save that for the after party.
Nice.
All right, let's do the show. We got this.
Oh yeah,
Completely
no pressure.
completely good.
You guys want a real joke?
I would love a real joke. What you got?
Yeah, start us off real quick while I'm loading this last bit.
Nick Nickerson is still in the business.
Nick Nickerson.
Is that his rough name or is that his gimmick name? Or...
Oh wait, is that Farrah's name?
Yeah, Farrah's name.
I don't.
Yeah, Nick Farrah is still in the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's your weekly update.
Your weekly update.
Your weekly Nick update.
My weekly Nick update. Yes.
All right, here we go. It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 691. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I am Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, PA. That's because I named the studio after myself. By default, I guess. I'm that guy. I realized I woke up 2 years into the studio and like, oh, no, I'm a guy with my name on the side of the building. How did that happen? Shit. Anyways, with us are more modest people, including joining us from his OSHA headquarters, up Route 28, is Ronnie Starks, the foreman.
Hello, everyone.
In whatever faction he's representing this week.
OSHA, good guys.
Other things.
Greatness. Whatever you guys want to call me.
A man of many groups.
I am.
And I'm realizing we just lost the Riz. Where did he go? Where'd he go? So we'll
Riz,
see.
come back.
Riz, come back. Riz, where'd you go? What the hell? Okay, while we're trying to see if the Riz will join us, he was literally just here a second ago. Maybe he didn't like that joke you were telling before the show, Ronnie. I guess he's a Nick fan. With us in studio, two-time Emmy Award winner. It's the successful Saint Jordan Styles.
Oh, hello.
It's the first time that you joined us on the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Yes.
You were with us in March on the Indie Mayhem Show, and you literally had half the Emmys you do now.
Yeah, I had to win another one just to get on the show.
There you go. It was like, now you're worth coming on the show.
It was like being relegated to daytime television, and then they're like, "We're gonna put you on primetime now because you have another Emmy." I'm like, I get it. It's fine.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Listen. A lot of stuff. It's like, hey, I like to wait till milestones to get people back on the show and have a reason and something to talk about. And then it's like, well, he won an Emmy. I guess that qualifies.
You'd think it would. Like, good guys won't let me in, but it's all good.
No, not good enough for the good guys.
It's fine.
But hey, also the Riz decided to join us.
Hey, Riz is back.
Hi.
Hey, Riz.
Hey, wait. Can I join the good guys?
No.
Fuck. But yeah, Riz plays games.
Riz plays games. I'm still waiting for Riz to get his invite on drinking coffee in your underwear with RJ City because you guys have history.
Nobody wants to see that.
I do, but I don't.
Nobody wants to. First of all, I don't want to recreate that moment we had at IWC.
Listen, man, your interview skills have.
No.
We need a moment where we recreate that moment and have a reunion interview of you interviewing RJ City and Dalton Castle at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that was a very special moment.
That was very special.
Yes. So we'll just have to get you an ROH show, and there you go. Anyway, so this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show where we try to talk about pro wrestling, and we're going to try to talk a little less about Disney Plus this week. Although, man, Baby Yoda.
I love Disney Plus.
I know. We talked a lot about Disney Plus last week.
Oh, my God.
Like a lot.
I love it.
A lot. But
we are now the Disney Plus Mayhem Show.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, we've had our sidebars, but I think that's been the most sidebar we've ever sidebarred.
Have you guys watched Mr. Boogedy on there yet?
No, I'm not.
No.
Is it the worst? Is it supposed to be the worst thing on there?
The absolute worst thing I've ever seen.
This is Mr. Boogedy from Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
No.
I
wish it was.
Else?
Yes. So.
Oh no.
There was. We're doing Disney Plus right now.
Oh no.
Screw that. That's happening right now.
I'll put mine on.
There was
What do you mean you're
so it's
putting
called
it off?
Mr. Boogedy. It was part of the Walt Disney Sunday movies, and on its Wikipedia page, it's listed as failed pilot.
Failed pilot.
Oh.
Like on its own Wikipedia page, the original Gomez from the Addams Family is on this movie.
No.
And it's about this prank family who moves into this haunted house that's obviously haunted. And they're like, it's fine. We'll be fine here. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's not haunted. And like, I swear to God, mid-scene, Gomez quits the movie.
Wait, was the original one Roll Julia?
Yes.
What?
Okay.
No. The
No?
original, like the one that
the
was
TV show.
the one. We're
yeah.
talking about like the
okay.
one that also played the Riddler for a season on Batman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking
Yes,
that dude.
Big mustache guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big mustache guy. That's how I was.
Also, I think he played Harry's dad in Night Court.
Oh my God.
Anybody with me on this one? Nobody?
I have no idea
no?
what you're talking about.
Wrong. Yeah. Well, I'm the oldest one here.
Yeah. If you
Yeah,
have,
anyway.
you have
I
a spare
got that
45
reference.
minutes.
I actually got that reference.
Is it because that you've hung out with Lunchbox for so long?
Is that? I also follow RJ City on Twitter,
Oh yes.
and also I was a pretty whenever it came, whether the reruns come on, it was a pretty good show.
Oh jeez.
Plus Harry Anderson can do magic.
Yes, he can. That's what
No-
got
no
me
fun
into it.
fact.
Oh, yeah, there's the poster for Mr.
Dude.
Boogedy. Also,
I swear
Phantom
to
of the
God.
Megaplex. Oh, there's a what?
That's a great movie.
That is a
Megaplex
really good
is
movie.
Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. The
Also a
Twitches.
good movie.
What
Dude,
the
so-
hell? The
so,
Scream
like,
Team.
This movie.
Oh, no.
We were having a 90s date night, and this movie randomly showed up on like the "You May Like This," which obviously I would not.
Yeah.
Because this movie was
Yeah.
45 minutes of pure trash.
Holy crap.
And like, yeah, Gomez quits mid-scene. The ghost is described as having a grilled cheese face,
I just saw that.
and
Yeah.
they made a sequel to it
Oh no.
called Bride of Boogedy, which is, I thought Mr. Boogedy was bad. I found a free version on YouTube, and I am ashamed to say I watched it. And my God, do I have
terrible.
new gimmick ideas? It's really bad.
Oh boy. Well, anyways, the point is, this is a wrestling show.
Yes, it is.
You can check out WrestlingMayhemShow.com. This and other great interviews. We just had the main event back in here. We're just talking about road stories.
Liddy.
I was just like, it's been a while. You know, they've been traveling all over the place internationally. I've been to Canada. I was like, hey, let's just catch up with the guys a little bit. We had some fun with them here last
You didn't
week.
bring Liddy though.
They did not bring Liddy. Liddy, what is it? Liddy, I think he said Liddy went back to Africa. So
That's
She's on a work study program.
It's-
It's
yeah,
okay.
work study. Yeah. You know, he's on vacation. I mean, he's visiting the homeland. So you know, everything's cool. Everything's cool with Liddy. But you can check out WrestlingMayhemShow.com. And you can also hit us up at that email address.
Good times.
Good times at
Totally
WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
forgot.
Don't worry, I'm on top of it. It's
That's
fine.
that's all right. 412-206-WMS0 at Mayhem Show on the Twitter, Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook page and group. And I just put a special invite for you guys in the Wrestling Mayhem Show group for next Sunday. And also, every Tuesday, we are here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time here on Facebook Live and plenty of other places we are streaming. But the big... fuck Jim Cornette, by the way. Yeah.
fuck Jim Cornette.
What did he do now?
Oh, they,
Yeah, what's the new thing? I
he
missed this
ruined
one.
He ruined Power. I know his commentary was very anti-AEW from last week that I was listening
yeah,
to.
that's not the reason.
I'm sure there's more
Oh,
things that he's
jeez.
done.
We'll
get to that in a minute. Let me get through my shit. Let me get my spots first.
I don't think I want to say.
And if you're, he said words we're not going to repeat. What else is new?
Yeah.
If you're catching us later,
Do you need a ghetto pass to repeat them?
Yes.
That is the question. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
I get it's what? It's 10 o'clock-ish, right?
It's 10 o'clock-ish. Are we past the curfew?
Yeah, we're past the curfew. That counts.
It was like, can we say it for informational purposes? If you're catching us later on other outlets, have some comments or want to tell us what Jim Cornette said, tweet us at Mayhem Show with hashtag WMS691. We haven't even gone through this shit, and it's already been
Hashtag
10
Timmy's gonna
minutes, and I
learn
can't
some new
breathe.
words.
Patreon. Thank our Patreon supporters. Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Our friends at the fan of the show, $1 level. Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Ed Burke, Bobby F. J. Town, Tina Keys, and Team Hammer Fist. Our friends at the Poppy Club. That's right. We changed it officially. I need to change it on the website still. Bradley Ruthers, Doc Remedy, Dave Podner. I think almost Doc Podner. Kyle Turner.
Just fuck up his name, why don't you?
There you go. And hey, that's what they pay for. to see what their name is this week. We're at the Beach Club $10 level, Ryan Clark. At the Manager $20 level, our friends at OccupyProWrestling.com. Sporting that Mark's friend's hat at 2PW the other week, by the way, when I was doing that work. So anyways, the news. Are we going to talk about Jim Cornette? Do we have to?
I would love to.
Is this a story you want to?
I want to hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
I want
talk
to hear
about
it.
Jim Cornette being Jim
All right.
Cornette.
All right, can you give me the PG-13 version of what he said?
So Trevor Murdoch wrestled.
By the way, great
Nick
scene.
Aldis.
Great scene. Trevor Murdoch
Yeah.
on
That
television.
is awesome. Yeah,
Like-
I'm
like
so
that
glad.
alone.
I love Trevor Murdoch.
And he just got a NWA title shot.
Okay. Is this tonight's episode?
This is tonight's episode.
Okay.
That was taken down.
I was wondering
It was
because I was
taken
looking for
down?
it.
It was taken down because of Jim Cornette, who, am I allowed to say this without offending people?
Just say it.
Pointing out.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right. This is informational.
This is
Trevor-
informational
Yeah,
to
this
me.
is information. Jim Cornette, not the Riz,
Not the Riz.
says Trevor Murdoch is the only person who I know who can strap a bucket of fried chicken on his back and ride across Ethiopia.
Wow.
Yikes!
Whoa.
Yikes!
Why would he say that?
Why did they
Why
post
did they air
it?
that?
Yeah.
He
Like
had an Abraham
no-
Washington moment.
nobody flagged this? Like is this because we film in Atlanta? Is this like I don't know.
Nobody
Somebody
watched
is
the show.
Yeah, like it's
it's
You
okay.
gotta take some water on it.
Yeah.
He's like, on that note, let me start
All right,
drinking.
we all need to
Yikes! That's that's a big
Yeah,
old
that's-
no.
that's a no.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks guys for having me on the show.
on that
Yeah, it
note,
could have been worse.
on that note, buy G Ravers merch now.
Yes.
'Cause that just shot up right there. Yeah.
Merch is now sold out.
100% buying that T-shirt.
I was so excited to see that T-shirt in the Permani Brothers before AEW.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
like walked in with that. I almost want to say nice shirt, but I figured it'd be weird. Yeah, so
There's nothing weird about that.
no, nothing, nothing weird at all.
I think,
Oh, jeez.
but again, Jim Cornette said that.
Mm-hmm. Not the
Not the
Riz.
Riz.
Not the Riz.
I give you the Emmy seal of approval. You're fine.
Yes.
You're fine.
Wait, seal of
yes.
approval, not
Yeah.
the actual Emmy.
No.
I got it.
If I win another one, I can
You
start
gotta-
giving them away at shows.
Emmy
Yeah.
stamp. You need an Emmy stamp.
I could. I started to actually buy a stamp so I don't have to sign people's stuff, and I was just gonna like right on top of their forehead.
Yes.
This is a true just dick move, just like
It's
whatever.
like little kids.
Yeah, just like little Timmy comes up to me, is like, "Oh my God, you're the successful saint." Yeah, kid.
Stamp.
Stamp the
Autographs?
forehead, yes.
No, I got a stamp.
Yeah, exactly. That's how big time I am now. I made it to
I
the
want to get one
Wrestling
of
Mayhem
those.
show.
Want to get those Dundies from The Office.
Oh,
just-
nice.
I just carried around one with you. I'm like, well, I have this Dundee from The Office. Does that count?
That does count. I mean, as long as I'm not allowed to, I can't win that. I'll just give it to everybody in my inner circle. Just like, here you all go. Everyone
I
gets an
can-
Emmy.
I can gift you with a Dundee for Christmas.
That's it. Oh my God. I would bring it to the ring. You know this.
All right, we're doing a promo, and I'm getting you a Dundee for Christmas.
Just be like, I have no idea what this is, but I want it. Yet another one.
No,
for
it's
the
collecting.
successful
It's kind of like how they have the Bollywood awards that the Bollywood
Oh,
boys
I saw
won,
that, yeah.
right. It was like I don't even think this is a real award. I don't understand this.
So-
We're like, but I've never been to India, so
have people Googling immediately, what's a Bollywood award?
yeah.
So I got a call from that too. Like I had someone call me and was like, "Hey, they're still in your gimmick." And I'm like, "What do you mean they're still in my gimmick? I'm not from India." And they're like, "No, they have an award and they're from Hollywood." I'm like, "Well, I'm from Pittsburgh."
Well,
One.
aren't we all screwing? Aren't we all ripping off Owen Hart in the long run?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah. At this point, yes.
so
But I love that. Like, I found their exact award on Amazon, and I was almost petty enough to buy it.
no,
Like, they have it on Amazon. It's
I'm on it.
$50. I'm trying to think if they've taken it down now, but it was $50. It was the exact shape, except it didn't have the star on the top. And I think people were gonna buy it and like out the Bollywood brothers. immediately because like they got the title and Molly was like, "We're shining high."
Yeah,
And then here comes the
yeah.
successful saying, "Oh yeah, I stole their award too." So sign me, Vince, because I have one for real.
Oh boy.
I'm going on Amazon right now.
I did.
Yeah, if you can find it, just type in Gotti Awards is what I found.
I did come back from my last visit to Hollywood or to California. I went through Hollywood and got an Emmy.
Really?
'Cause
Nice.
you can get, they have all of them. Like it. So I got
congratulations,
one
Floyd.
for like best wife. I gave it to Missy.
Wait, hold on.
The
So you're
producer
saying I
Missy.
didn't have to work hard to get this thing?
Oh, there. Yes.
So many sleepless nights. And I could have just went
It
to
was an Oscar.
California.
It was an Oscar. Actually, it was different. But
I
still,
won an Oscar.
Wow.
Just get me one. I'm getting the EGOT eventually. I don't know how I'll get a Tony, but I'll figure it out. I'll just buy that.
oh, that's why we do the stage show about your career.
I'll do a sad Zeke Mercer story.
It'll be a long. It'll be
a Christmas
it'll be the
story.
reprise of Jordan Sucks. He really really sucks. Written by Andrew DiNardo.
I'm like, no. It's just me scowling in the back like the Phantom of the Opera.
Yes.
Just angry.
Oh, but you got the half mask for no reason at all.
No mask. Just no mask.
Anyways, other people that have been skulking in the shadows of the internet for 5 years and are finally back on FS1. CM Punk came back last week.
Hey.
Yeah.
We discovered this right as we went off air last week, so
Yep.
I want to see if at 10 o'clock, is it 10 o'clock that show's on? I might try to pull up FS1 on the side here and see if there's anything interesting happening. Also, David Arquette's supposed to be on there, so
Yeah, doing wrestling promos or
doing
something.
wrestling
Yeah.
promos. Sure.
I'm not gonna.
I
doubt
love
him,
the
though.
message. RJ City shared it with, "All right, I'll go fuck myself then." So, everybody's doing great, guys. That's the way.
Yeah.
But CM Punk's back just to say
Yay.
hi, and then he'll be here next week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They flew him to California for that.
The best part about it is they were doing the promo for the show yesterday,
Mhm.
and for some reason they could not use Cult of Personality.
Really?
Mm.
They brought him out. It was like, oh, here's who's it could be, and it's like it had the intro of what CM Punk usually comes out to, but then all of a sudden it's a different generic look who it is,
Mm-hmm.
something you can probably come out to in WWE 2K20.
So,
Uh,
so this Fox, who is plastering AC/DC all over the place,
Oh yeah.
All over the place.
is not going to get an In Loving Color song for.
Oh no, he came out to In Living Color,
Right,
but they couldn't use it in the promo
right.
on USA Network.
I think commercial rights are probably a little different.
They're very.
Right. Yeah.
It's a very thin line.
Yeah.
The commercial
Yeah,
copyright laws.
like if-
especially
But hey,
that, yeah. Fox
you
may
know
have
what?
the rights to it, and USA doesn't.
That's true. Yeah.
As somebody who is no longer blocked by CM Punk,
Congratulations.
That is impressive.
Congratulations.
due to the fact that my entire Twitter has been suspended.
By the way, the same thing happened to me. I logged in and fixed it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I got suspended for suspicious activity.
Oh, Sorg.
And then I logged in and they called me
Yeah,
with a code, and that was it.
I forget my password, so
Yes.
it's fine. Also, follow me on Risk Plays Games.
Oh, we need a reboot.
But good for him, I guess. Make that money.
You might as well at this point.
He's got that Fox money, bitches, as Renee said a few weeks ago. Oh boy.
I just love that. I know that culture, like, Cult of Personality was this thing, and it was really, really funny. The whole ACH thing happened, and the first thing he says when he gets on is that he changes the culture. And I just remember, like, half of Twitter,
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
you have not been paying attention to
Like, no,
anything,
no.
have you? Yeah, he probably had
CM
no
Punk,
idea.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
No,
It's
no.
CM Punk.
Yeah. So, jeez,
And also, he's getting in fights with Tony Khan.
I saw that.
Yeah. The whole Randy Orton exchange they had.
So
the
yeah,
other day.
so the big comment was I have 5 years of wrestling to catch up on. Some good, a lot bad, or some good, mostly the women, and a lot bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, there's been some fun back and forth, but man, this makes it exciting again. right?
Yeah. It was very exciting now.
It is a little bit of like, well, what would the Monday Night Wars have been like if there was Twitter? And I think this is
social media
in general, right? Not just like AOL chat rooms.
It would suck.
Which is literally what we had back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we did.
It's fun
Jesus.
going back to those old pay-per-views and say Shawn Michaels in the AOL chat room and seeing him hunting pecking all night. It was just like
that's how I
trying
watched.
his best.
That's how I like followed pay-per-views.
Was on the AOL chat rooms?
Yes, like the private AOL chat rooms where one person is watching.
Do the play-by-play,
and they're doing the play-by-play, and while the other people there are telling him how bad he sucks.
Because it's the internet in 1998.
Dude, I still miss the random watch parties at like Hooters and Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh yeah,
those were
You would
good
have to
times.
pay like what was like a $25 fee to watch wrestling, and then like they would try to sell their wings to you, and you're just like,
I probably would never have stepped foot in a Hooters if it.
I still haven't.
If it wasn't the place to watch a pay-per-view.
yeah.
there was one down the street from me.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no, I'm not going in there.
I still remember the one in Southside.
Yeah, that's the one we
where
would
like
go
the
to.
new apartments are.
Yeah.
I mean, I was young back then, but like I used to always go to Dave and Buster's to watch the pay-per-views, which is really interesting to see someone flip out on air hockey while like Stone Cold's doing a stunner, and like you're just like, God damn, oh, that's cool, just raging as he's going along. It was really cool.
Jeez, everybody's in the chat room. Tina is remembering MIRC, the WCW chat room on AOL. Carlin says he thinks there was a Prodigy chat called Wrestling for Smarts, where he first started to consume backstage dirt. See, I never found this stuff back then. Like I didn't have AOL. It wasn't even. I don't think it was even an option where I was.
Really?
We were out there, man. Like we had like the regional providers, and like there was no local phone numbers to dial into
Yikes.
where we were. So, that's why I didn't have any satellite and couldn't watch wrestling again until 1996. But anyways, enough about that. What else is going on? Yes. So CM Punk's back. He'll stay stuff.
He'll go off the rails.
I mean, I feel less shitty about like the CM
Off the
Punk chance
script.
now. You know, I guess they can.
Yeah.
I guess.
By the way,
Mhm.
a lot of people who got on CM Punk's ass for coming back to WWE
Mm-hmm.
are the same people who chanted CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, he did not come back to WWE per se.
So
Oh,
do they
he
still
did.
chant?
He is not contracted. He's
do
not
they
getting in
still
the ring.
chant?
So I think what you'll have is he is officially hired by Fox Sports. Okay.
Right. But you know that had to go through one man.
And can I make a sidebar here? Because I saw an incorrect meme going around this week about because Fox was purchased by Disney, that makes that Baron Corbin a Disney princess. Funny, but untrue. Not for the obvious reasons. Fox and Fox Sports, Fox Network and Fox Sports were not part of the Disney sale. They are a separate entity than the parts of Fox that went and reunited the X-Men.
So
Now, if they were on
Charmel is not
ESPN, that'd be a different
queen.
story.
Yeah, it was ESPN.
If it was on ESPN,
That's a Disney channel.
Well, if he shows up for an interview, that counts.
There you go.
Then I mean,
Okay.
I'll gladly
All right.
sign
Sure.
a petition to make him a Disney
Well,
princess.
Yeah.
Just giving an end of days to Elsa, like at the end of Frozen 2. She's starting to sing "Let It Go" the reprise, and he comes in and just wham.
Although I kind of want to happen now, so Queen Charmel is officially in
Yes.
the fold for Disney
Yes.
princesses. Because if anybody deserves it, it's damn Queen Charmel.
Absolutely.
Damn it.
Absolutely.
One more thing before I go to first break here. Another like, hey, this is happening, holy shit thing. After Survivor Series, and even the article I see on Cage Side Seats that talked about this is, I'm looking forward to this Undertaker interview more than Survivor Series itself.
Yeah.
So, and it's a great clip that they posted. It's talking about his debut and the gobbledygooker egg, because that was the same pay-per-view, guys. If you don't remember, the same Survivor Series, right? And he's like, I'm at home. To paraphrase this minute clip they put up, I'm at home. I'm trying to grow my hair out and do whatever I can to make myself look different for this part, the Undertaker and everything. And then they started putting this egg out on TV, and I'm just at home watching this. I'm like, I'm gonna be the egg guy. He's like, my chest got started hurting from the anxiety, thinking I'm going to be the egg guy.
Oh my God.
What if he was the one who came out of that egg?
No, we wouldn't be
As
talking.
the Undertaker.
We
would
would
be
not be talking to him
terrifying.
today on Stone Cold's new show.
He'd probably be a lot more terrifying, to be honest.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Nothing says scary like a zombie coming out of an egg.
egg zombie.
Front row child, just there, like expecting turkey.
I mean,
And there's just
Zombie.
the Undertaker with his eyes rolling up, coming out of this egg.
for some
Oh, no.
reason, but you could do that with Luchasaurus,
You could.
You could.
and that's didn't they call him like something Taker, like Lizard Taker or something when he first came out, like
The lizard taker.
Dino Taker.
what was it?
Was it Dino Taker?
Dino Taker?
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, I don't think it was his official name. I think it was just like they were chanting that, right? Or we referred to him as that. But anyways, WWE's in Chicago. I'm popping up on. I think there's a lot of stuff happening.
Oh, so
in the chat room.
now every time WWE's in Chicago, is CM Punk going to come out?
Probably.
You know,
That's
that's
right.
going to be the conversation every time they're in Chicago.
Just like for the longest time, whenever Larry would go to the WWE show with us, it was like, this is the one where Kurt Angle comes back, right? This is the one, like for like 4 years, it was like Angle's completely coming back this time, right? Like, nah, man. And I don't think he even ended up going to the one where he came back.
Oh my God.
I thought he was there.
What's that?
No, wait, no, that's the one where he like.
There was one where he was
announced
like
his
he
retirement.
was like backstage.
Yeah.
And, like he was backstage filming things, but didn't actually do anything. Like before he was officially.
No, the
back
one I
there.
was thinking about was he was at the one where he announced his retirement.
Mhm.
That's where he was at. But
And
I don't
then-
think you were right. I don't think he was there when he
Yeah,
returned.
and then Baron like came out and spoiled the party, and then spoiled WrestleMania.
In our childhood.
Hey guys, if you're disappointed about things that happen at WrestleMania, there's always some alternatives. There's things like Indie Wrestling Network, where there's a lot of great wrestling going on from our friends at Rise Wrestling with a Y, Renegade Wrestling Alliance, where anything can happen, including lots of booing of the successful Saint, which we'll talk about more in a moment here, right?
Oh, God.
If you want to, actually, I mean, I think we do have the majority of the career of the successful Saint on IndieWrestling.network.
Oh, you do, yeah.
Yeah,
You
well,
do.
basically. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's like, no, I think you have all the matches except for like
Everything
maybe
rock-
one or two.
everything Rise, Uprise, RWA, even just you hanging out with the Rev at ringside for a while.
Yeah. Do you have the stuff from PWX when we first started the pulpit?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not have possession of that.
That was a fun
I
story.
do. That's a different network. We're not talking
That's a
about.
different network, yeah.
We're not talking about those guys tonight.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed. I'm on the same page. I got
I
this.
would love to dig that stuff up, but first I gotta remove the
wasn't very
Vaseline from
exciting.
the lens. I just
Wait.
have you seen some? Anyways, no, just we're not getting to that. Not
Sword.
getting to that. Riz,
What
stop.
have you been
Riz,
doing with the
stop.
camera?
No, this is my predecessors. Anyways, for good wrestling and good looking footage that you can see, IndieWrestling.network, IndieWrestling.us. Like I said, our friends at Rise, including this week's. And I understand. I think the tickets are really short. I don't think
They're
there's-
going. They're going fast.
They're
yeah.
gone this weekend for a very special inclusion
Yeah, inclusion.
something. I'm gonna pull it up.
Rise
so I-
Inclusion's coming on.
Yes,
this
Rise
Saturday.
Inclusion. Those are the words that are important. Coming this Saturday. And if you can't make it there, of course, that will be a part of the Indie Wrestling Network. I'm going to try to get that to you guys so you can watch it. Since Survivor Series isn't on Thanksgiving night anymore, you can watch Rise's latest show on Thanksgiving night and pretend there's a gobbledygooker. You can just, I don't know, pretend Christian Noir is the gobbledygooker or something.
Do you want to bring that evil on them?
The evil gobbledygooker.
Very angry.
Christian's in the match on Saturday. If he
Yes.
comes out as a twisted turkey, I'm in. I'm good for this.
Oh, I'll message him now. I'll try to make
There
this
you
happen.
go. Put this out there. You put that out there in the world, just like The Secret. Inclusion Revolution is the name of the show. I'm sorry. Rise Wrestling this weekend. But a lot of that stuff is on there, including and in the works. It is in the can. I just need to sit down and edit the first episode of Refs with Rigatoni. That's a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a thing we filmed like 2 weeks ago.
That's amazing.
George, Sean Patrick, and Tyler Maine.
Oh, I'm watching that. Absolutely, I'm watching that. That's fantastic.
Josh Main, not
Josh
Tyler
Maine. This is the second time I've done that. Tyler Maine was Sabretooth, former wrestler that was in the first X-Men. Wow. Yes. It pops in my head. Anyways, a lot of fun stuff like that. Waffles with Women Wrestlers, the Duke and Doe Hardcore Memories, and what was the first one we did? Breakfast with Champions, all part of the network there. Go check it out. $5.99, 7-day free trial, so you can go check out how deep that 250-hour catalog goes. Also, Lucha Fiesta that happened across the street is a part of that now. Go check it out, indiewrestling.network, and check out all the other fine VOD content over at indiewrestling.us. All right, Jordan Styles. Like I said, we talked to you in March.
Oh, yeah.
You had 5 matches.
Had 5 matches.
You had 5 matches that had gone through a table off a cage. I think that was
oh, my God.
I think that was pre-matches.
Jesus. Yeah, my entire beginning of my career was just me dying.
I thought your career was already over that night because there were rollaway platforms underneath the table that somebody put there.
So that was the Ronell Hunt, the Rev versus Chris Taylor cage match that was at RWA.
Mm-hmm.
That's when me and him were a part of the pulpit. I'm climbing the table. We have the table set up. And we told them to get these things out of the way. And apparently I went through both a table and a riser that was underneath that I didn't realize, which I tried to figure out why it was really loud.
Yes.
Because, well, first of all, I almost fell off the cage before I even got up there. Because I had on these dress shoes, and they were the old school black church dress shoes that you can almost double as ice skates. So, I'm in the back, like, James Browning it, like, for no reason. And as I'm James Browning, I'm like, oh my God, I got to climb the cage with these on. So the holes were very small.
Yeah, it was a chain link.
My feet were very big.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like tiptoe my way up. And as soon as I get to the top, Chris Taylor's already on me. And I'm like trying to get situated. I'm getting punched. And I think you can see it if you watch it on the network.
Mm-hmm.
I slip and I hold on like the top to get like resituated before I fall off. And I remember falling like, so this is how I die. This is great. I was like, yeah, this better be a big ass pop. And it turns out the big ass pop was me. So that was good to know.
It drowned them out.
I go there and like I fall through the table and the riser, which I didn't realize. And I just remember going, oh, because like, this isn't gonna hurt. I have a high pain tolerance, and I'm just laying on the ground, just like, what the hell? And the refs come over and they're like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Give me a second. Phil Bad comes running over, and all I hear is, put him on a stretcher. And I'm like, wait, what? Had me checking myself, like, am I dead? What? No, my body. I have a match coming up. And, I went back. I got scolded for falling through a riser. And
What do you mean you got scolded? You
I
didn't
did.
leave
They
it
were
there.
they're like, you broke that riser. I'm like, what riser? And, like, they showed me, they brought it back. And this thing had to be 2 or 3 inch thick. Like you saw this thing, it was like this thick.
Yeah,
and it was
these
split
were
in half.
like this is the one where Rev was on the table on a seat.
Yeah.
And it was wheeled. It was wheeled around the entire ring for this.
Yes.
Jeez.
we had some doozy of entrances, man.
Yeah. It's been some good stuff. So you're involved with RWA.
Mm-hmm.
You were already, I think, at 5 matches in, still one of the most hated people over there.
Still am at this point. Yeah, it's it's kind of a badge of honor at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited when I go out there and I can make the children learn some new words that they say themselves, and their parents like, yeah, go tell them that. You can see like as I'm walking around, all it takes now, I've noticed, is as soon as I come out, I think they're just silently pissed that I exist because I'm just sitting out there. And the last RWA show was even worse because I came up with the one Emmy, and as soon as I brought the second one out, like an absolute swill of boos just happened. You're like, oh god damn it, you have another one. We're like, that's right, bitch.
Because it's that. Oh, now he's gonna be completely intolerable to me now.
And I did my lap where I'm just skipping, trying not to slip because I slipped one time on my first match. I was skipping around and I almost ran into the steps.
It gets dangerous out there.
It does,
Trust me.
And I just have them shoved in their faces. First of all, let me do this because I like getting booed on the chat too. I had these things just shoved in their faces, and I had one person reach out to try to grab it, and then like a bunch of children started shouting at me that I was an asshole. Just start giggling. It's become a thing. I'm trying to figure out all the different boo chants that I've got at this point because it's getting creative. It's getting really creative.
So. And now you're with Uprise. You're working more. I think you had maybe a match or two at the time. Last we talked. So different environment. It's your home base. You trained with the Stronghold and everything. And so it's probably not as rabid and crazy as RWA. But because what is? Let's be honest.
No, nothing beats that. Nothing beats that.
So,
but there's still there's remnants now of RWA fans who are coming to Rise, so it's starting to pick up now.
Yeah.
It was at the last Rise show. I had a bunch of boos coming out, so it's still family friendly, and some of them want to like me, and then I absolutely ruin that chance by being me. I'm like, oh, this is sweet. Someone's going to buy my shirt today. Yeah, shut up, kid. And then they're like, no, I don't want to buy your stuff.
And we didn't qualify. Like, these are real Emmys. These are real.
Oh, these are real,
earned,
yeah.
Like,
yes.
outside of wrestling.
Outside
Emmys.
of wrestling, yes. I work in news, and I've won them for my editing. And, yeah, these are, and both times I did not go to the award show.
Really?
And I've won them when I didn't go. The first time I won, I was at a Riverhounds game. Actually, no. Both times I won them, I was at a Riverhounds game, like capoing, and I had my old college teacher call me to say, you won an Emmy. And the first one, I was like, no, I didn't win an Emmy. She's like, no. And then she sent me the picture, and I got a call from my grandmother, and she was like boo-hooing and crying. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. And then it finally hit me that I'd won an Emmy. And the first thing I could think of was not where do I put this Emmy? It was, I wonder if I could hit people in the face with it in wrestling.
Well, hey, what you do, you have a second one for when the ref takes the first one away.
Yes, yeah, now I have decoys.
And this is the other thing, too, is those things are sharp. Like, we've been kind of looking at these when you have those.
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
So when you get to the hardcore part of your career.
Oh. I was going to do it during the Rev match.
Yeah.
And we'd already had too much stuff going on, and I was like, I'm not going to kill him.
Yeah.
But I have cut myself on this Emmy mid-match before. I went to swing it at Stevie LaBelle when I hit him with it, and I tried to cover it up, but my hand went up here, and when I hit him, it literally cut through my hand, and my hand was bleeding, like through the rest of that.
It's like you got to put safety tips on them. Or file them down.
I have to Jordan-proof these Emmys, just child-proof them.
Jeez.
This child lock. I'll get to earplugs to put on the top. But yeah, everyone has been asking me why I don't get fake Emmys, to use with it. For one, I like to be authentic with what I have. I don't like to, fake it out. But they also have a really good deal on replacement plans for these.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, that I've signed up for. So I could replace these for literally $50 if I needed to. Like, they'll just send me a new one.
That might be along the lines of Beastman's bone that he keeps breaking, right?
Yeah. Except I don't want this broken.
No. I'm sure he didn't either. But
$50 is a game, man.
You're also not like banging it off of like the ring post or anything.
Oh, if I ever do that, just hit me.
Yeah.
Just smack. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, oh, sorry, I forgot myself.
At one point, even Kurt Angle started he was like, it's my medal. I'm gonna have it out there. And then I think he had an incident where
it got stolen.
It got stolen. I think it was recovered, right?
It was recovered.
And he's and from then on he went with a fake one from there.
Which is why I have two.
Which is that's okay. I'll earn more.
Yeah. Which is, now that I think about it, that is even more douchey than anything I could ever think of. And that's just being completely just like genuine. Like, I could just win another one if I wanted to.
The first two were easy.
The first two were very easy. I didn't even go to the award show and I won them.
There you go. But now you can never go to the award show.
I can't. The last one was in Pittsburgh too. It was on RWA.
Yeah.
I can't remember which RWA it was, but it was the one that faced Jason Raditz.
Mm-hmm.
And after the match, I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
just left because I was like, I have an actual award show this time.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone thought I was like, gimmicking them. They were like, no, you don't. I'm like, no, I do.
Everybody's in the back like, fuck yeah.
He's like, he doesn't have an award. He doesn't
What
have another
award?
award show. And then I showed up with the second one. They're like, where the hell did that come from? I'm like, I had an award show. I won a second Emmy.
We're talking about audience reactions and everything. Dave Ponder's out there. And he saw you up in Springdale, I know, when you had the karaoke off with Keith
Oh
Pot.
my God. Not even the karaoke off, the barmaid going after me through my entrance,
was
through the
great.
entrance ramp.
You haven't seen the GIF that I put everywhere. He's out, he's doing his pose, and then the barmaid just uses the entrance.
The same when I walked through
And
like
you
5
just walk
seconds
through
ago.
and you're doing
Yeah.
your thing.
I just look back and I see her. The guy that was next to me looks back over too. He's just like checking her out. And he just goes. I had no response. I was like, all right. I went to the ring.
When you do a show at a VFW, you never know.
Oh my God.
Elks
If she
Club.
wanted to be a part of the entrance, all she had to do was ask.
That's right.
Like I would have been like, yeah, come on.
And there was
RKO it up.
there was a side curtain that everybody was supposed to
Yeah,
go through
yeah.
that was like staffed to get to where they needed to go.
Not for
And
her.
no, she's like
She is more successful than I'll ever be.
like this person just went through. Why can't I?
Yeah, as if like
I
the
think-
guy who's in sunglasses with a gigantic
just
Emmy.
Unknowingly followed you out. It was
Like, oh, this must be the way.
oh, I'm in the middle of the baseball field.
Like, oh God, I don't know how to pitch.
Yes. Anyways, his actual question is, crowd reactions we're talking about. Has anybody crossed the line with the chant for you yet? I think we're talking about little kids that have.
Oh, boy.
So no one's crossed the line with a chant. A fan did cross the line at one point during me and Rev's street fight match. Physically, yes.
Yeah. This was the big blow off with you and
Yes.
Rev.
That was originally, I think, going to be at intermission, and they were like, "Oh no, we need to put this like near the end," which was smart. But yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Fan chants have been few, and sometimes I don't hear them, which I think makes people even more angry when I don't respond to them. So then they get louder, and then I hear them, and I'm like, "Shut the hell up," and then that just makes them go worse. I'm trying to think of like the worst things that have ever been said to me. I got said. I mean, I have a lot of people who say the Emmy's fake.
Yeah.
Which is the number one way to set me off for some reason. Is what immediately gets me into character.
Because you really earned
Yeah,
these,
'cause
so
I'm
that
like,
really does hit you.
I didn't sleep for a year. So you
It's
want to
actually
feel
yours.
it? Yeah. You want to feel it? Nah. I had a child flip me off. I got called Antonio Brown at the VFW show. Yeah, at the Springdale show. There was these two drunk dudes who were like trying to be the Muppet old people the entire show, and like I shut them down every single time. So I go to the ring, and I have, if anyone has ever like seen me wrestle, I have these bright metallic like gold shoes that are like as gold as these, and I've always said I melted down another Emmy to make them, which is why my kicks always hurt. And and I'm walking through, and this was right when the Antonio Brown stuff goes down there. And he goes, "Oh, successful black man, Antonio Brown's in the building." And I'm like, first of all, what? And I didn't have a response at first. And then like I just started calling him like no hair. And I kept chanting bald at him like on the SpongeBob movie when the king takes his head off. And every time he would say something, I'd just go, "Bald! Bald! Fuck you, my bald!" So I got called Antonio Brown, which was interesting. I think that was the worst. The thing I love about RWA is they don't cross the line. Like they're very passionate. They're very
Verbally, they don't.
Verbally, they don't cross the line. Yes.
Strangely, verbally, they don't.
Yes.
Yes. Strangely, I don't. I mean, maybe they have, and I just haven't heard it. But yeah, it's the Jordan sucks. It really, really sucks chant is one of the craziest things I've ever experienced, because me being a soccer fan, I didn't expect to get soccer chants thrown at me. And I think that was that Andrew that started
I think
that?
Andrew started that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw him on here. There was big props to him, which I thought was awesome. I loved watching that, by the way.
Yeah, he was just on talking about things on Fishing Without Bait. It's over on their Facebook page, but we'll be rolling that interview out on that podcast on Sorgatron Media Network. in December if you want to check that out.
Yeah, that was an outstanding interview.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I loved every second of it. I love watching that podcast a lot.
Andrew he's gone through a tremendous life change, lost I don't even know how many pounds it was at this point, and he's been telling a story and it's been really good. We have also had John Redden on the show talking about his transition, but transformation for himself.
From man to juggernaut.
Yes, from man to juggernaut.
Transition, yeah.
So
and, like, it's really interesting to hear those type of stories. Like, I mean, I struggled with weight for a while too, before I had to start running laps with Brandon K, and then that went out the way.
Oof.
But yeah, my God, I'm not looking forward to that match. Anyway, I remember it was the first match that I had with Ronell. I come out, I was already being booed like beyond belief.
Yeah,
and I didn't even do much because I just kept screwing him out of
Rev had just turned like
babyface.
Turned babyface. And then
Which,
you turn on him.
To set the record straight on that, first of all, I wasn't aiming for him with that chair. I was aiming for Stan Styles with that chair, and then he kicked it in my face. So obviously, I'm the victim of the story. Like I am the true hero of the story. I don't care what anybody says. I'm the hero of that story.
Just misunderstood.
Yeah, very misunderstood. I have Emmys. Why would I be bad? I'm a nice guy.
You're just a good guy, man.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm a good guy.
Hey,
you know, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, well,
That's not even
honorary good guy. Yeah, but I tagged with Noctis. That counts.
There you go.
It counts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that counts. Yeah.
And then I'm your manager, so that counts too. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, how is our boy Alex doing? By the
Oh,
way?
he's doing great. Talked to him today. He's excited for Saturday.
Good. That's gonna be a blast. Me and Alex are
It
gonna
is.
be tag teaming. I don't know if Connellsville is ready for that amount of ego. It's gonna happen.
They better get ready for it.
If you guys haven't seen this, the Great Alexander again, I think I've seen like him in 3 matches, and I think it's the only 3 matches he's had. But it's he's tremendous for being 3 matches in.
Yeah, it's something about the stronghold, man.
Something about like you know people come out and are just like oozing character like that. You know, it's crazy.
Which I mean, I can get to that later on too, because that was one of the main things that attracted me to training with Brandon K. With that was that you know, you can have all the wrestling talent in the world, but if you can't connect with an audience, it doesn't matter.
I mean, we're talking like that. I mean, that lineup is like, you know, who we just mentioned, you, Lawless, David Lawless, who just, I mean, has the crown in the palm of his hand every time he goes out there.
Oh, easily.
I mean, Duke Davis.
Lee Moriarty.
Gannon was not in that class, I don't think. I think he's an older class, isn't he?
I'm not entirely sure. I think he was in. I don't know if he was in the same class as Noir.
Yeah,
That was before Brandon, but yeah, him, Lee Moriarty, all products of the Stronghold.
Yeah.
You know, and Brandon K has drilled. You know, you can be a great wrestler and all that stuff. You have to connect with people.
Absolutely.
And the crowd chants. Definitely, I connect with them. Not in the way I wanted to, but
Whoops.
I connect with them.
Guess this is where we're at.
My favorite moment to this day of RWA was when I eliminated Ronell. I thought legally from the match because it's part of the rules. Sorry. And I run away.
It was a Rumble, right?
It was a Rumble,
it was
yeah.
a Battle Royal.
It was a Battle Royal for a championship match.
Yeah.
That you had, and he eliminates me unfairly, by the way. I had the sun in my eyes. It was very hot, so I was blinded. And I come in and I push him over the top rope. I go to the other side, and the absolute rage that I got was undescribable. So I'm gonna describe it. I looked this kid dead in the eyes, and I just went like this, and he flipped me off so fast. Like, it wasn't even like a thought, just immediately, bam, screw this guy. And then the child behind him flipped me off. And then his grandmother is like pointing at me like, that's right, you're an evil guy. Notices her son, slaps her son, who can't be more than 4 years old. And it's just like, you don't do that. And I'm just laughing my ass off all around this thing because, like, it's a great feeling for me just to have people hate me for being me.
It's great. Marcus Mann corrects. Gannon Jones Jr. was actually in a LaRusso class.
LaRusso
I
class,
believe,
nice.
At PWX. So,
Which is
also-
fun because I love training with LaRusso too, because he comes up to the Stronghold every once in a while, and he is just such a wealth of knowledge. It is ridiculous how much like different things he has told me has changed my flow of matches.
Yeah.
Because I used to be really fast. Like I used to just run, and then I would be tired 5 minutes in, and he taught me how to pace myself. Him and Brandon K taught me how to pace myself. Marcus Mann has literally been like the one person who has been helping me like a lot like both personal and in the ring. Like he's an outstanding person, like without a shadow of a doubt. And the one thing that because I used to have a lot of performance anxiety, like during my first match in the first thing, because I'm not used to getting up in front of people. Like I work with TV all the time. I'm used to being in front of cameras, not on the other side though. And I think it was the tag match with Tony Johnson versus System Elite when I had my first chance on Rise. And I had to work face that match too, which was really weird because everyone was still booing me. And I'm like, come on, guys.
Because you've already had several matches at
I had at Uprise, so everyone knew I was evil.
That's right.
But I was trying to be a good guy that day. And they immediately started booing me. And I'm like, no, guys, come on. I'm being nice to you. You can hold Miami if you'd like. I mean, well, not that far, but... Yeah, I love you guys. And they're just like, fuck this guy, screw you, boo.
Well, upcoming, you do have a match lined up with your trainer, Brandon Kay. That's going to be, I believe, next month, right?
Yes, yes.
I forget, is that at the Rise or the Uprise show?
That is at Uprise.
It is at Uprise.
That is the Uprise anniversary show. It'll be 1 year since I wrestled. I think this last week was 1 year since I actually started.
Nice.
So to have my year anniversary match against my trainer is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He has done a lot of things there recently, storyline-wise, that has angered me.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he has held me back.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, he's first class, and that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy for Brandon Kay. But I think on Uprise, I've proven that I can hang with him easily. I've beaten Bray McKenzie. You know, I've beaten Billy Ruxpin in my first match. You know, the first time in the ring, no one really wins their first match. And I was able to beat, you know, Billy Ruxpin easily without help, I may add. So, I mean, I've done all these different things. And I think if Brandon Kay thinks he's going to get into this ring and think he's going to have an easy time with me just because he kind of knows my twitches, it's not going to happen. I've trained a lot more without him than I have with him. So I think this is going to be an interesting match. Though he keeps ducking my Emmy hits. So I got to figure that out. I don't like that. I have 2 now, yeah, but I can't, like, windmill them at him.
Yeah,
sure
just like,
can. Straight windmill.
Like Donkey Kong that shit.
Windmill of truth. Just squealing at the top of my lungs.
I mean, I'm just saying that would work.
Well, if you're saying it's going to work, I'll do it.
There you go. Riz may be your new manager.
Hey, now.
Hey, sorry, Ronnie. And this weekend,
I'm a good guy now.
This weekend, of course, you're part of Rise Pro Wrestling's Inclusion a Revolution. Yes. It looks like you're lined up, hanging with the Great Alexander, taking on the Destroyo Peyton Graham. And
first of all, look at these jackets.
This jacket game is definitely one-sided.
Inclusion's not ready.
Like, I've seen that. I actually, he was wearing that at RWA, that purple jacket. I had to go up and feel it.
He has shown me
I asked
his new
first.
suit.
I was like, actually, I'm more warm. I'm like, listen, I'm going to fill your jacket right now.
Dude, it's beautiful. He has a gold one too.
Yeah.
He has a solid gold one, which will match my new singlet that I'll be debuting at Uprise.
I mean, Peyton's also got a little bit of jacket game, but
Yeah,
kind of in a
that's
different
trashy,
direction.
That's not good.
And I can't wait.
Nobody cares about
Yeah,
Peyton.
And
no
I
one cares
can't wait
about
to see.
Peyton.
I can't wait to see what kind of wrestler question mark's going to be.
He's going to be a dead one.
Yeah.
First of all, let's start with that. I mean, if he wants to get in the ring, that's adorable. I mean, I don't know if you want to touch greatness in his entourage and the successful Saint. Peyton or no Peyton, you're going to die. So if you want to get in the ring, cool.
Go check out more information about the event with Rise Wrestling with a Y over on your Facebook and risewrestling.com to get your tickets. See if there's any left there. I know they're going fast.
It's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
Working with the Special Olympics. I mean, the show has a special place in my heart because that's what I used to work. I used to work at Achieva doing home care work for people with mental and physical
did some
disabilities.
video work for them.
Yeah. So that holds a special place in my heart, also being around the anniversary of me wrestling. So if you guys want to support a good cause with a great company, I suggest you go down the Stronghold.
Excellent. Well, hey, great cause, great wrestling, and now I want to talk to you guys about some great pizza that supports the show here. It's like a place on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. They're right up the street here, 4 locations across Pittsburgh area. And of course, we know a lot of you guys out there are all over the place, on the West Coast, in the Midwest, that listen to this show. Hell, some of you are international even. So we need to help the global expansion. They were one location when we first started talking about them on this show years ago, And of course, they have 4 great locations all around the city. So help them grow. If you have a Broadway in your town, take a picture of that Broadway sign and tweet it to PGH_slice on the Twitter and say you want a slice on your Broadway. This is our unofficial campaign to help out our good friends that have been supporting us for a while. And
Just don't put your foot on their door. Please.
no, we're not talking about that anymore. We're not talking. No, just don't. We don't bring that up anymore, Riz. That was the other unofficial thing that somebody else made.
I mean, just don't.
Although
Open the door. I mean, it's a pull, not a push.
it was hilarious for like Dave Potter to just take a picture of the not even opened yet location in the East End of his foot on the door for Slice on Broadway. Jeez. Anyways, with that, you're gonna hear a little bit from some other stuff we do here around the studio from Katie, and we'll be back with the big question. Break. Go ahead and do that right now. That includes you guys in the audience. I guess you can always take the phone with you. So,
yeah, you might as well take the phone.
Oh
with you.
man, Raw's on, but I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh,
That's what Hulu Plus is for, bro.
that's what all that stuff's for.
So Chris wants another match with me and Rev Ron Hunt. Ooh.
Sure thing.
Are they ready for a trifecta of that?
Yes.
Like a lot
What
of
got
stuff.
broken that time?
Table, my
Dreams.
back, my egos,
There's that,
my
yeah.
dreams, my Emmys are still intact, which is good.
Big,
That poor crowd. First of all,
poor crowd.
well, because I made them move like 4 different times in that match. Because he threw me into the chairs, which is also another funny gift that you can find on your guys' gift page, your Giphy page, which is actually amazing. It's still indiewrestling.us for Giphy. Check that out. Where
I don't think you can find it by searching, unfortunately. Like
I
that's the
figured
problem.
It out. Yeah, I figured it out. I'll put a link. Who cares?
Well, that's why. Did you notice you are the GIF link to the Giphy page?
Yes.
On the page.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
So I'm just like, he's giving doing this thumbs up thing, and I was just like, well, I'm just gonna throw some text on there, and that's how we're gonna introduce people to the Giphy page. Because I wanted a little icon, because we even have, like, the Vimeo page even has an icon on, like the social media icon. I'm like, there's nothing for Giphy.
Yeah, Giphy hasn't really gotten up to snuff.
And they haven't approved us for a brand page to be searchable. So all we have is the page.
Do you need the Emmys?
I don't know if that'll help, but they just denied me, and I can't even I don't think I can even reapply at this point. So
That's a
I don't
dumpster
know.
fire.
I think I got a big question. I don't even know if there's an answer to the big question.
There's always an answer to the big question.
It may be a deep dive, but
It's not-
I'm going to throw it out
the
there.
The big question's answers are all over the place, Sorg.
We need to get back to this before Riz falls
There are
asleep.
no wrong
Riz is on
answers.
day 2 of his new job, and we need to get
And
him
I'm
to bed.
Oh.
We need to get
really,
him to
Yeah,
bed.
my
I
work
am
shift
really
starts at
just
4.
talking
This is
right
exciting.
now.
He looks drunk. Like, I
I
just looked over at the
feel-
feed,
I
and I'm just like,
feel
oh,
weird.
dude, we
It's
need to
pizza
help
drunk.
him out. We got to help him out,
Do you
man.
need
I
an
didn't have
Emmy?
pizza yet.
Do you need an Emmy to wake you up? I got you.
Yes.
I could
That would be
box it
nice.
to you.
I can put it on. I can put it on my desk.
Ronnie, Saturday, you want to carry the Emmys?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, I have 2 of them. I'll give you one of them to carry.
Oh, you're gonna be like,
Even
you're
one.
gonna do it just like how Rev does the World TV title belt for Shane.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all yours, buddy.
Make sure get that expression down. You.
So
So
the scowl.
Rev carried himself so differently. I told him like he pulled up that picture where he saw me in the background and said I look like a proud papa or something, and I was just like, I'm like, dude, I didn't even know that was you. Like I had no idea between the angle and you, like, and he did. He just like carries himself like so, differently carrying the belt. I'm just like, no idea.
I mean, granted, we've had our differences, but he deserves a singles title, like bar none. Like I haven't seen anybody work as hard as him. I haven't seen anybody, do so much more than he's asked to. Like he deserves a singles title. And you're right, he carries himself way much different, like way more different whenever he has a belt.
Yeah,
I would be excited to see what happens if he gets one.
Like he's got that when he gets like chest out, chin out mode. Is the only way I can describe it. I'm just like,
When he becomes the Rev,
oh
yes,
shit,
yeah.
Like and he carried that into Prospect a little bit last week.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
saw him
did.
with the money.
He was doing the money thing, and it weirded me out a little because I thought because he's been feuding with Lebanon Dawn, so I'm like, oh, so he's the face here, but he was not. He was not. So I don't get FS1. When is Backstage on?
Is that after?
Because it's Tuesday nights. I thought.
I think it's on at 11 o'clock on Tuesdays.
Is it 11?
11, yeah.
Okay,
So-
because
We have to wait until the people had to wait until midnight
oh my
to
god,
watch CM Punk return.
I talked about it last night. I was just reminded because they have boxing on there. This MMA show that we did on Saturday was the wildest thing I've ever.
Yeah,
fucking seen.
can I just point out something? I was actually watching it live,
Yeah.
like just off like before the matches, before RWA.
Mm-hmm.
The ring kind of looked funny.
It was small.
It was small.
It was
but
and it was brand new.
But the matting itself,
Mm-hmm.
it was loose. Like people grabbed at people. They were able to grab with their feet, like the notches in the mat.
So they were dragging their feet and their feet got caught on the mat.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
It's new. You know, it's got to get stretched out and
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it was-
I'm not a big aficionado in MMA,
Nope,
obviously.
Neither am I, but apparently we pulled off filming it.
It actually looked good.
Actually that was the third show that I've been to live within a year, and that's in my life.
Really?
Huh.
First one I attended here. Second one I was a cameraman for entrances and in-ring in Long Island, and then I had this one.
How often do you get to go to shows as like a fan? Would you say? Like when you don't have to work?
Wrestling shows?
Yeah, because you're usually working every single one I see you at. So
Probably just the big shows.
The big shows, and on a strange thing where KSWA is running and I'm not busy.
nice.
Like seriously, that's it.
Because I love that video of them jumping over top of you, and I think that's
Yeah.
the first time I've ever seen you jump. You're just like, ah.
Yeah,
And that was really cool to see. Like, oh.
Yeah, it was a little bit of well, it's also funny because our friend Eamon, who he actually does the commentating with Inspire Pro Wrestling down in Texas, and I think he was still going as a fan at the time, and ACH, who's been in the news obviously, he did something where he did a run up the wall and over his head kind
Wow.
of thing, and apparently I made the same like eat move like he did in the picture.
Yeah. We need to find that picture.
We do need to find a
I need
picture
that
and
as a
put it right
t-shirt.
next to it. I love that there was somebody up in the balcony who lives in this neighborhood, by the way, and and is related to a wrestler that one of us may manage in this room. And happened to get I'm just like, oh, this is on Honor Club. Nobody's gonna see what happened, right? And then then I get tagged in a tweet like 10 minutes later. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's up there? Because there was nobody up there. Like it was so poorly attended. I mean, there's not a lot of options. Like it was always I used to go to PWX because we didn't work there, and I was like, hey, it's a show, you know. So I don't have a lot of options right now.
Yeah,
That's why I get excited is that when I do see like obviously Wrestle Legs we used to work with, and then like this last time I'm like, well, I'm just fucking going, you know.
Yeah, you might as well.
And
yeah.
I'm buying a ticket so nobody asks me to do anything. So, you know, it is just like that's it. That's really it. I don't have any other options right now.
Dude, like I
So-
said, the craziest thing was going to replay and seeing you working there too. I'm like, do you ever have a day off?
Nah,
Like
nah.
I know I'm busy.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
do wrestling, band, work, soccer, you know, church, all this stuff. But like every time I go somewhere and I see you setting up cameras, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, I'm at a video game play. What are you doing here?
Yeah, we got some connections, man. Where do you think the headsets come from that we've been using lately?
So fancy.
We've been borrowing those from our friends looking for group, and until we can afford our own. But it's like, no, keep using them. We want to test use cases. I'm like, well, they work in a theater. They work in a building. We found out the range limit in the battlegrounds with them. So, you know, we use them for MMA. I'm like, hey, you know, it's good to have friends with equipment, right?
Yeah.
So, and we're helping out in the long run. But yeah. You know, it's yeah.
So what's the big question? What is that?
So I got the big question. All right. Let me skip that. I'll cut that out for Patreon. All right, roll with me on this because I like to drop it on people, so
Bring it.
roll with it. We are still here, hanging at Sorgatron Media Studios. The successful Saint Jordan Styles is here. He hasn't let me touch the Emma yet. No.
Touch it. Do
No,
it. Don't be
touch
scared. Do it.
Touch it. Hold it.
Don't be a pussy.
I mean,
Ronnie
I
Starks.
know it's almost 11
Lick it.
o'clock, but let's keep it PG around
Lick
here.
That's right. Ronnie Starks is with us.
Hello.
Manager to the stars.
Mhm.
And Riz is with us as well.
Yes.
It looks like it's
Man.
past everybody's bedtime. So
It is.
we got to get to the rest of the show. The big question.
Big question.
CM Punk is back.
Yay.
Hey.
That's not the question.
Like me.
Oh.
So, CM Punk is back? No, he's back, and he's kind of the never thought he would guy that came back recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, never. The way he went out and the lawsuits and everything like that. And you can say, quote unquote, he's not back.
Yeah, technically not.
Technically. But it also, who could foresee this situation that they have a show over here that somebody else would hire them on a WWE branded programming? That's not something we thought of like 5 years ago when this happened, right?
Mm-mm.
Is there anybody left that, and we'll have to open this up to other promotions like AEW or something. Is there anybody left that would be a big surprise for you to see back in a WWE ring or involved, or maybe even we can say, would it be a surprise to you to see X person go to an AEW? I don't think anybody else would be kind of qualify for that.
I think the biggest surprise would be Okada in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
That would be ridiculous to see. I mean, quite clearly the Hulk Hogan / John Cena event of New Japan Pro Wrestling, to see him in a WWE would be insane. I would love to see that. I would love to see him mesh up. I would love to see him and Randy Orton trade drop kicks. I feel like that would be outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also love to see if they make him put over Roman Reigns. That would be really interesting to see. But,
He did have a really bad run with Impact Wrestling, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. Before he
was
became
very
like,
short-lived.
before he was like super.
He was they did like a Green Hornet angle with him, didn't they?
Yeah, like he was Kato, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was how. Ugh. Oh, the dark days. The dark days.
Yikes.
Impact Wrestling's doing fun stuff now. I like heel RVD. Let's be honest about this. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I didn't even think about New Japan stuff. I don't know. We've had so much. I haven't even looked across. I haven't looked that way. And then in the same breath, I'm looking at my calendar and realize, I have a 2-day Wrestle Kingdom slumber party I need to plan. Oh boy, I know Ronnie's coming to it.
Yep, taking that weekend off.
Ronnie, Riz, you got anything?
Cody Rhodes going back to WWE.
Yeah.
He just applied for the trademark for Dusty Rhodes, I saw, too.
Yeah, he owns it now.
Yeah, I think
Dusty
he
Rhodes.
owns it. Good for him.
Yeah.
Also, side note from that, apparently AEW also can have a bash at the beach if they would like.
Yeah, how'd
And
that happen?
And a bunkhouse brawl. Wow.
I really hope so.
That means they're gonna have a King of the Road match soon, aren't they?
I hope
Oh,
not.
I can only
I hope
hope
it
so.
also involves Dustin Rhodes. And also the Repo Man, Scott Barry Darso. Is that his real name? He's still out there being smashed from Demolition.
That was the absolute worst match.
It was
Wait,
not
was
great.
it the Repo Man who did that?
I
with him?
believe it was. Yeah. Bunkhouse Buck was his name. I
Yeah.
think?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. That's one of those things I heard about. I was like, I need to dig into the network and see what this was about.
I think Great Muta is coming.
That was like
to,
one of the
their
first
bash
ones
in
I
Beach City.
watched.
What?
I think Great Muta is going to be coming to that bash thing that AEW is going to be doing too, eventually.
Bash.
I can't remember if it's a Joey Janela thing or not,
Okay.
but I think they're booking Great Muta for that too, which will be really interesting to see him stateside.
I'd never seen the great move of werewolf
The transformation that he does,
transformation
yeah,
that he
That was-
does.
it's insane.
Riz and I both saw that
Insane.
at Chokeslam event a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, I've never seen this shit before. They're
I
pulling like
love it.
real crazy Japanese shit I've never seen, and then he made
Yeah,
somebody bleed all
and
over
then
the place.
And there was the werewolf,
There's a werewolf. Yep.
And then there was Leatherface,
Mm-hmm.
which even made Sorg like shocked even more.
Mm-hmm. Because I've only seen Terry Funk Leatherface
Mm.
and like Stranglemania.
Yeah.
But yeah. Riz, what about you?
I got one. Martha Hart. Owen Hart's widow. She's the one who's holding everything up
And lets us do basically. So
and
basically,
lets us get Owen Hart into the Hall of Fame.
okay. So basically, your comeback by way of Martha Hart is Owen Hart's
Induction.
posthumous involvement in the WWE.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll get in obviously before the British Bulldog, who has probably like 300 at least signatures.
Just
That
on
was done
yeah,
for like
yeah,
8 years by now.
yeah, and half of them just on our group.
Yeah, and,
yeah,
and, you know,
yeah.
and now he's paying people to. You know what? Never mind. Keep going, Sorg.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, Owen Hart. I really wish. It would be a shock to see that happen. Like one day, just have Owen Hart being inducted, having him finally get the recognition that he deserves in the Hall of Fame.
Agreed. I have an
Sorry, I put
update.
everybody down here.
No, I'm sorry. I have an update because I just got a notification that NWA Power Episode 7 has been reposted 14 minutes ago.
Oh.
Good.
So
So
they
for
finally
them.
finished their work, huh?
that's it. Looks like whoop.
Just take out every moment of Jim Cornette ever.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll be totally
I
cool with
wonder
that.
if there'll be a change to that, or if we're just gonna have a discussion with
they're
Cornette.
not.
You know. Hey, just
No,
because
they'll get rid of him, and then Jim Cornette will tell everybody how shit NWA is, just like he did everywhere else.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Cornette is
Thanks.
shit.
God, when he's not being
Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette, he's great being Jim Cornette though. I mean, he's a great call. I mean, he is. You know,
He is a great call.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
He is.
great. And then you like it. Even going back to the Southern wrestling, like a comment like that would come out. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, Disney's having the same problem. Disney's having the same problem when you go back to some of the old how Dumbo has some real wonky stuff in it.
They have the little like what would you call it? The warning label.
Yeah.
For the
Well,
videos,
no,
yeah.
they don't have a warning label. It's just in the description.
Oh, it's just
It's
in the
like da
description
da
now.
da. Dumbo is a da 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 da. And by the way, might be some culturally insensitive shit in here, and like whereas the WWE will pop a notice up, right? Where they're
Yeah.
like, hey, it's the '80s and we didn't know any better, or whatever. And Disney is just like, oh yeah, and by the way,
I wish they would have put that on Mr. Boogedy so I didn't watch it.
I was like, by the way, we made
You're
this
about
movie.
to watch Mr. Boogie.
Oops. And we felt free to include this and not Marsupilami, which is pissing me off.
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense to
At
me.
all.
Like, what is their decision making here?
I have no
Come
idea
on.
what you just said.
Don't make me sing the theme song like I did on Awesome Cast earlier.
I feel
What
like
movie are you
should.
talking about?
Marsupilami. It's a TV series that was on NBC Saturday morning. It was a Disney one, and it was a long tail, and he lived in the jungle because he's a Marsupilami and he's jumping through the jungle saying woo ha Marsupilami. That was his
Is
theme
that where
song.
Busta Rhymes got his like rap for Woo-Ha?
Maybe it was. I don't know if woo-ha was the right word. I haven't listened to it. I didn't pull up on
Gotcha, all in
YouTube.
check.
This is what I remember from 10-year-old Sorg Brain.
I'm so
This
tired.
is what I remember. And I may have it completely wrong, but in my head, it's been an earworm. Like once every 5 years, it pops up in my head. And I was like, I wonder what that thing was about. And then I'm like, oh shit, that was Disney. And I went and confirmed it. And then I called them out on Twitter for not posting it.
I mean, I hate to bring this up since we're talking about Disney and things that aren't on the app. It could be a lot worse, Sorg. They could have put Song of the South.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, and that could have got some serious heat for a lot of people.
I'm pretty sure I have definitely rented Song of the South. when I was a kid.
Well, here's the thing about that movie. It's like, literally, Zippity Doo-Dah is Disney's theme song for everything.
Yeah.
And they have a ride based off of that movie, Splash Mountain,
Yeah.
and all of their parks.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts.
Own it.
Yeah, I got
They
to
own it.
ride that. It was really weird. I
Really,
didn't
is
know
it-
what to expect.
Really, like, are there like direct references to the?
They have the animatronics
Oh, yeah.
in there.
Wow.
So the entire ride, like you go in and it's almost like watching the entire movie, and then they kill you with that dip. Yeah, they sing the Zippity Doo Dah song, and
Wow. Wow.
Literally, Briar Rabbit dies on the ride.
yeah,
And you,
Yeah.
and
Spoiler
you
alert.
die with Briar Rabbit.
Yeah.
Spoiler
the
alert.
yes, it's dark. That ride is dark.
like Riz like spoiler alert
What the
from a movie from like the 50s, 60s,
And then
maybe.
they take your picture like after like post like horror, like you're going down and everyone's just like, why?
Like everybody's
Literally,
just splattered in
literally he
blood.
dies, and then like you're greeted by other animals in heaven. They're singing Zippity Doo Dah.
Here. We're gonna splash you with the water and splash you with cultural insensitivity, and then take your picture. Ta-da!
Ronnie, what
Welcome
ride
to Disney
gets?
Zippity doo dah.
Hey, Ronnie, what ride gets more heat? That or the It's a Small World?
Oh my god! Don't get me started on It's a Small World. That, you know, I've been to Disney probably about 6 times in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I still subject myself to It's a Small World because it's there and I have to ride it. Like, it's a cardinal Disney rule. But like, my god, it is the worst ride on the planet. I want to drown myself in those waters.
You want
I
to go
went
over
to-
to Splash Mountain and drown yourself with
Yeah.
like
I
along
went
with
there
Briar
2 years
Rabbit?
ago. I went to Disney 2 years ago, and like I wanted to experience the It's a Small World for myself.
Oh, it's
And I
the
live
absolute
streamed it. It's still on my Facebook of these freaking nuns in front of me singing the song the entire ride as I'm like trying to tip it.
Mhm.
I'm like, I hate this. I waited, and I wasted a fast pass on it too.
Oh no!
Oh,
So I
no.
wait. So I didn't
Oh,
know that they had the
no.
free fast pass at Disney. I wasted it on Splash Mountain. I wasted it on It's a Small World and the Little Mermaid ride
Oh, the
because
Little Mermaid ride.
because my friend Gino loves the Little Mermaid, and I just wanted to make him happy. So we went to go on the Little Mermaid, and I am angrily singing "Poor Unfortunate Souls" to the point that the parents with their children next to me are scowling at me. Like I'm in a rage, just like, "Poor Unfortunate Souls, you better sing that song, girl."
Back to wrestling somehow. Alex says Kenny Omega going back to WWE.
What's the development? Kenny Omega was in development for like
Yeah.
Yeah,
3 months.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting to see him. He would be good.
There was a random, yeah, that's right. There is a random Kenny Omega match that they pulled out,
Mm-hmm.
in Hidden Gems like months ago.
Yeah, because he started getting popular, and they're like, "Hey,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
get that money."
Hey, that's what you
Hey,
do.
we had
That's
him.
well, that's what you do with wrestling catalogs.
yeah.
Go to the Wrestling Network.
That's right. You go check out our YouTube.
Watch that stuff.
Find out who
Watch the
Wardlow
Wardlow
is.
It's award winning.
Yes, it is.
award winning. There's Emmys.
Yes, it
that's
is.
theirs, not mine.
Yes, it is. Anyways, with that, hey, Survivor Series is this weekend.
Hey.
Hey, wrestling.
Hey.
There's actually some exciting matches on there.
Are there?
Yeah,
I don't
there
know,
is.
but and as Mike will say, but they don't mean anything.
Who cares? Like I would rather watch a Nakamura, Styles
Mhm.
and Strong match than a Bobby
know-
Lashley Rusev match right
Yeah,
now.
but the
True.
fun part is that match is going to be on the pre-show,
Mhm.
and Lashley versus Rusev will be on the main card. This is how it works.
I'm
Nakamura is always on the pre-show.
I'm a wait. You know what, man? I've said this many times. I don't care if it's on the pre-show
Mm-hmm.
at this
Yeah.
point. There's some killer stuff that's been happening in the pre-show. Remember, kickoff shows gave us WLC,
Oh yeah.
and I want to point out. By the way, sidebar. I want to point out that at one point we talked about what if there was a WLC match and could we book the main event in it? And I messaged the main event and they said, I don't know what that is, but we'll do it. And by the way, thanks to events this past weekend having to do with that MMA shoot, we now own a 4-foot ladder.
I'm climbing that 4-foot ladder.
So,
it
so
happen.
my
Make it
dream
happen.
of having the main event participate in a WLC match, which apparently will also involve Ronnie Starks, who we already know that they can throw really high.
I'll do it, man.
So if some promotion would like to borrow my 4-foot ladder in the main event
Black Diamond.
for this idea, Black Diamond, Rick,
I want to
Rick,
see it with the
Rick.
I want to see it with the pyro.
There you go.
Wheeling out this 4-foot ladder with fire going on the sides of it would
Yes.
be outstanding.
Yes,
So it's
fantastic.
a wheel steam match
All great
inside
ideas.
of the blue cage with.
No, we can't have pyro around the blue
Christmas
cage
lights
because it's
around
made of wood.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We can do it on the ramp. That's fine.
You
Just
can
put
bring
it
out
out there.
sparklers. It's cool.
Bring out the sparklers. Have like the old Elimination Chamber song that we used to play. The dun 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 dun. As it's being wheeled. As it's just wheeled into the cage.
No. If there's any music that should be played at any wrestling show, it's the song from the NWA Power intro.
Yikes.
Because it's so great and
Yes.
so 80s. It's Into the Fire. Come on, guys.
Okay, I'm down for
Come
it. Yeah.
on.
Book it. Book it.
Book it.
Book it.
Okay.
Book that band.
So this is how I die, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you did survive War Games, so
That's the best.
there was a post. There's a post with Becky Lynch. She cut an interview on her 3-way match with Shayna Baszler and Bayley, which sounds amazing. By
It
the way,
does sound amazing,
like
yeah.
it's like this is gonna be. If you love 3-ways in wrestling,
Okay.
Oh man, you took that joke right away from me so quick.
that's right. Trying to get ahead of it. Then you're gonna love Survivor Series. It's like. Because that's what all night is going to be, right? I guess we have a couple singles main titles happening. We have, I believe,
Is Adam Cole's title on the line at Survivor Series or is it at War Games? I think it's on.
I don't think it is.
I think it's on the line at Survivor Series.
is it?
Yeah, and
He's
they're
doing
doing
War Games.
Killian Dane, whatever Punishment Martinez's new name is, and Pete Dunne are doing a triple threat at the next.
Damian
It's either
Priest.
at War Games or the next NXT, and they'll be competing for the NXT title at.
That is
Survivor
the thing,
Series.
because everybody's on TV and everybody's on TV, everybody's on each other's shows, and we have 2 shows coming on that weekend. And if it is an NXT person involved, I cannot remember who's in what. Is where we're at right now. I just know there's a bunch of shit I want to watch, and it's all kind of meshing together. Let's see, ladder match to determine War Games advantage. That's Cole and Dijakovic.
Yes.
Yeah, that dude.
Let's see,
not Dijak. That's Jukovic.
the
The Goo Goo Govic.
the Gugakovic. That's a weird way
Donovan
to say
Gobbly Googer.
that.
Yes.
we call him the Goog for short.
We're all tight. We're on a first name basis with him. That's cool.
The best is whenever he gets called up, he's just going to be a Dijakovic.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be horrible. Jeez.
And the reason why they just extended his name for no reason.
I don't know. Mustafa got his first name back.
Oh, he did?
because he got on CBS
Yeah.
News or something.
Yeah.
Is that why?
And they gave him, and he got his first name
God,
back.
and I remember him being here for Super Indy, and it's back when he did the old, stereotypes gimmick.
The old,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that gimmick.
Yeah, and even like seeing him then, it was like, wow, that guy's really good. But man, we've just been through this with Davari and
Muhammad
and
Hassan.
Muhammad Hassan and everything.
Which was the greatest heel to ever live. I don't care what anybody says. Muhammad Hassan was the
100%
greatest
agree.
heel to ever live.
100%.
he was good, unfortunately, too good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were good until the mask guys came out, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
that's just like,
Now he's a high school principal, so it's,
yeah. Hey, you know what? Things worked out for him.
Hey, good for him.
You know,
Good for,
You think students still
Muhammad
chant
Hassan.
USA at him just out of spite?
I hope so.
Like he sends it attention, they just go, no, this is America, USA, and they start chanting at him, and he has flashbacks, dare I say PTSD, of his time of being tossed out of the ring.
there's plenty of
by the
people.
entire roster.
There's plenty of people that can talk about PTSD from being in WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, think about. I do remember when Dave Lagana, Chris DeJoseph, and a couple other guys had a podcast after they all left. I'm just like, oh, this is just recovery for you guys, isn't it? It was the greatest thing. It might be still out there. It was the We Want Wrestling.
Oh yeah,
Back when
yeah.
they did the hashtag and everything. and it was tremendous, and you kind of tell a little bit when you talk to them now too, so I think anybody that's worked in wrestling has a little bit of PTSD from the experience, to be quite honest. So, or live production,
or oh my God, don't even get me started.
I know, I'm sure we can swap some stories. Anyway, so I don't know what do I need to say. I don't want to do a card rundown on this because it's confusing and I can't find a good list even on their own website.
Do we miss the old Survivor Series format?
So here's the thing. I was thinking about that today because we do, right? But to me, that has been dead since 1991. You killed it for me when you had Hogan versus Taker. Because to me, it was like, and granted, this is going back to 10-year-old me that was singing the Marsupilami song. But, it was like, oh, yeah, this is this show. This is this kind of show, and you can't have anything else there, right? This is always this format. The Royal Rumbles always last on that show, and then they changed it when they decided to blow up the ring that one time.
Like, you had the Ultimate Survivor.
Yes. You had an Ultimate Survivor match, right?
Yes.
So, and now it's this, and now it's like Becky Lynch doesn't even, it says there's not even any real stakes to this. There is nothing, there is no, another podcast was saying somewhere like, what if, the team that won the night got number 30 at the Rumble or the main event spot at Mania or something like that. I'm like,
they killed it.
Well,
they
that would
killed
have been
that
bragging
whole format.
rights, though.
Yeah, I was about to say they killed that whole format with bragging rights.
Yeah.
Because they started doing the Survivor Series styles matches on that.
Yeah.
And they actually had stakes with that where they got picks for the draft.
Yeah.
So.
And then it went away. And then when they're trying to describe how great this is, they literally say the word bragging rights. And I'm like, whatever. It's like, whatever.
But I mean, you had those moments where it was a big storyline related, but then you also had like the Doinks versus the Lawlers.
Yes.
You had the Bushwhackers and Men on a Mission dressed as Doink.
Yes.
I'm still mad I never got a Deadlies versus Hart Foundation in a Survivor Series
Ooh,
match.
that would have been nice.
I would have loved that. Like the original ECW crew of the Deadlies, versus the Hart Foundation would have been an outstanding Survivor Series match. Like if there's ever dream matches, that would have been a dream match.
We are getting, that may not be a special anymore. We are getting 2 War Games matches.
Nice.
That's true.
With a women's War Games.
That's going to be ridiculous.
It's going to be nuts. I still love that NXT will still take that, hey, we're going to do the double ring setup. It sucks on a production side. It looks weird, and the cameras are missing.
When they're swapping the rings,
when they're swapping the rings and everything. So so hey, let's just have more of the show be those rings. So hey, it's a partial problem solved. So and that's kind of I think that's really going to become the real star of Survivor Series. It has been the last couple of years. And to the point where I'm going to make sure when we do this Survivor Series party, I'm going to figure out what the time. I'm going to do the math, and we're going to be like, hey, anybody that wants to come in at 2:00 or whatever, we're going to watch that.
That's smart. Yeah.
Most people I know are at indie shows. I mean, we are.
Yeah,
we're going to be on Saturday night. So and you got to watch it. Just avoid your social media Saturday night after the shows, and obviously plenty of you guys will be putting it out there. So some really good stuff there.
Do you think that the dying down of the Survivor Series match could also be attributed to the same factor of Money in the Bank being dialed down too? Because I miss when Money in the Bank was just a WrestleMania only exclusive match.
I liked that it became like a Royal Rumble, like another Royal Rumble event to me, because Royal Rumble was anybody can win this, anybody has a chance to get this. Money in the Bank became anybody can get this, anybody has a chance to do this. Go
ahead, Sorg.
And just I think when I can't tell if I like. And again, we're back to brand split, so who knows what they're going to do next year with it, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When we started naming pay-per-views, the matches.
Yes, like Fatal 4-Way.
That everything,
TLC.
Everything, including the Royal Rumble, to a certain extent, even though it's still really good.
Mm-hmm.
It got watered down a lot because you have Elimination Chamber, you have Hell in a Cell, you have all these pay-per-views that have gimmick matches in that water down things like the Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble or
Tables,
Survivor
ladders,
Series.
and chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Tables,
And
ladders, and chairs.
And stairs.
And stairs and
And mini
bears
ladders and
and-
bears and oh my.
oh my.
I agree with you. Like, I have a problem with it when, like, hey, we're gonna have a Hell in a Cell match because we happen to have this pay-per-view sitting over here called Hell in a Cell, and
Yeah,
it's,
like,
and it's like,
that's the best part.
and it's the beginning of a feud.
like the
you
best
know,
part
like
about
that-
that is
Mm.
every Hell in a Cell match starts with either somebody coming into the ring
Mm-hmm.
or the match spills out into the crowd. And how are they going to keep everything contained?
Yep.
Oh wait, the pay-per-view's called Hell in a Cell. So they're going to keep everybody in the cell.
Right.
I want a Punjabi prison match pay-per-view.
Where's my Punjabi prison pay-per-view?
Thank
Bring
you.
it back.
Yeah, Riz is on this.
I'm
Bring
on
it
it.
back.
Riz is Great Khali's #1 fan, of course.
World's largest.
Somebody
cop.
get Black Diamond on the phone.
That's right.
Don't put it past Rick. He'll do it.
Only if Zeke Mercer is allowed to be the first participant.
Oh yes.
Yes.
That's the only way
And the
I'll
Great
accept
Khali
it.
is the second one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people have heard. I think he's done it on the show. Well, hey, Zeke just got booked for 2 weeks from tonight. So
Good. Good.
Wait, I thought you said no, Sword.
no, I said no to the first thing
No.
he asked. Yeah,
I love
he was
Zeke.
like, can I come on the Indie Mayhem show next year? And I said no.
Oh, I shared the shit out of that.
Sat for like 2 minutes and then said, we talked about this before the show. Sat for a few minutes and said, hey, I have December 3rd open if you want it on the main show. Not Indie Mayhem show. It's not what he asked for, which is true. I don't want him on Indie Mayhem show again until he wins an Emmy or something.
Can I come and crash it?
If you want, I don't.
Yes.
Yes, show up, hit him with an Emmy, leave. It'll be great. It'll be great podcasting.
I'll be like, sorry,
Show
Zeke,
up,
this is
hit
my
him
show now.
with the Emmy and just take over the show.
Like, yeah, I'm totally Zeke.
Yeah.
Hashtag Zeke Squad. That's why I just put
Hashtag
Zeke
Zeke Squad,
I just
yeah.
put hashtag Zeke Squad.
I
So
just
he can
want
bring it
Zeke
over
to do
once.
that gimmick.
What's that?
I just want Zeke to do that gimmick we were talking about.
Oh, that other one. We can't. Yeah. We
It'll
put
be
it out
money.
in the world. I don't want to put it out in the world because I want people to be surprised when it comes.
Nice.
Yeah.
The world?
The world. I mean, there's the world, and then there's the world.
Ooh.
Like right now, we're in
The
the
Zawardo.
world. And
We're
then-
currently in the flat world, but then there's a whole entire world.
Yes. Yeah.
I like the JoJo world.
It's the upset. The what?
The JoJo's
The
world.
JoJo.
The Zawardo. It's a JoJo's reference. You can look it up. It's good.
What was that? JoJo's Great Adventure or
Yes,
something?
Bizarre Adventure,
Bizarre
yes.
Adventure. Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Oh,
I'm so
boy.
glad it's making a comeback.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's ridiculous.
I'm sad Cowboy Bebop got delayed. But I have accidentally got Hulu for a month, so I'm watching some Cowboy Bebop right now. So, I don't know
Good
why I
man,
just don't
good
buy
man.
this thing on digital to watch whenever I want. Like, I should. Like, why don't I? It's my favorite damn anime ever. So, I don't know. It's a lot easier to collect the full thing than Dragon Ball Z, that's for sure.
Oh my god.
Guys! Girls in the chat room. Guys and girls in the chat room.
Hello.
I'm trying to be inclusive because it's the theme of the week.
Ladies, I'm single.
It is
Hashtag
the
date
theme of the
Ronnie.
week, yeah.
What's that?
Ladies, I'm single. All the ladies in the chat room. Hashtag date
Hashtag
Ronnie.
date Ronnie. That's not what I was trying to get to. We're not at that part of the show.
I also concur. Date Ronnie.
Thanks, buddy.
Hashtag Date Ronnie Squad.
What did you learn from pro wrestling this week?
There
learned
are a
that
lot
nothing-
of stupid people.
What's that?
There are a lot of stupid people.
Jim Cornette.
From
Yes,
mm.
from Jim Cornette to there's just a lot of stupid people.
Side of that, apparently we haven't learned.
No, we
Yeah.
have not.
Yeah.
But hey, it's whatevs.
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Ronnie, what'd you learn?
Well, nothing good.
You learned you get to manage me.
Oh, that's good. No, that's
Yeah,
good.
you get to carry an Emmy.
I'm excited about the Emmy. I'm literally gonna like
Now,
cradle it. I'll be like, oh, they
No,
love
now-
me.
question about that.
Yeah.
Does he have to wear the gloves so he doesn't get fingerprints on it?
Oh.
I mean, I can get a
Ronnie's clean.
Okay.
Ronnie's clean. Whenever anybody else wants to touch it, I don't let them.
Ronnie's a clean one.
Yeah.
Riz, what about you?
I learned that the best way to enjoy a Rusev and Lana and Bobby Lashley promo is with a amazing Grand Slam from Denny's.
What? Did we get a new sponsor I don't know about? What's going on?
Dude, we're sponsored by the
Yeah, we're
Grand Slam
sponsored by
of them
Denny's
all.
now.
I'll be very
I did-
excited. I want pancakes.
No, you didn't see the promo that sponsored the entire segment last night?
No.
It was Denny's.
Oh my god.
And everybody on the internet's blew up.
Because when I'm going through a bad breakup, the last thing I want is a Grand Slam from Denny's.
Yeah.
It'll cure all your sadness when the pancakes
Jeez.
reach your lips
Yes.
and the eggs are just dippy enough. All
Don't
your
forget
marital
the wins
problems
over
will be
Miami.
gone. I'll give Denny's some play. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
I'll do a commercial for them.
Like it's.
I mean, it's not like half their menu is just straight trash anyways.
Yes, it is.
hey, Denny's is our go-to after like every wrestling
Hey,
show.
because our shows usually end around like 1 o'clock. and
Yeah.
We're
Well,
really hungry by then.
we were really interested in getting some real food after the MMA show in like Fletcher, North Carolina, and then we're like,
You went to Denny's.
oh God, there's nothing open but Denny's. We're just doing this again, aren't we?
Oh,
a
we
North
are.
Carolinian Denny's.
Oh, it was an
that gotta-
experience. Now,
Is this
also,
brother?
Shoney's in West Virginia was another kind of experience.
Oh,
whoa.
is that the one? Is that one owned by?
No, he owns ones in Georgia. Scott Steiner owns
Oh.
ones in Georgia. Okay,
it's not the
everybody
same.
asked me if it's the one. I was like, no, I don't think he owns the one in the middle of
That's
a,
not the
of
same,
a
then.
rest stop in Princeton, West Virginia. Okay, I don't
You
think
needed
that's
to
the
go
deal.
to Georgia to get the Shoney's
although
experience,
every
George.
time we found a Shoney's in West Virginia, there was also a Southern Exposure strip joint.
Why?
I don't know, but
Oh.
it was noticeable.
Do they have a partnership?
That's what we think.
Free eggs and a lap dance?
It's kind of like every time you see that gas station that's outside in the parking lot to Rise, there's also a Burger King.
Oh,
It's like a
yes.
franchise pairing of some sort,
Mhm.
maybe.
That has the little
Right,
Caesars
right.
inside it. Yeah.
There's a little Caesars
Sort-
inside it, right?
I don't know if it's me being half tired or half awake, but now all I can imagine is the Denny's lady at that club.
Oh no, jeez. Although we are worried because we haven't seen her for a while.
Yeah.
No Waffle House. No Waffle House.
No.
Because I went to a
no.
Waffle House after the Impact show we did in Dayton, and I felt very sad.
Really?
It doesn't feel good to be at a Waffle House.
No, Waffle
It
House is for
really
when you're too
doesn't.
poor to go to IHOP.
Well, there was nothing out there. Between like
It's
Columbus
true.
and Dayton, there is nothing. Nothing.
Yikes.
Yeah. I was like, it's real food.
Is it?
Then I was wrong. And I was wrong. That's what I learned.
That's what you learned in
I was wrong
wrestling.
about Waffle House.
Hashtag Sorg is wrong.
Yes. Well, I was like, oh God, give me the energy. Oh God in Waffle House, give me the energy to drive home from Dayton.
It's the anti-Disney World. It's the saddest place on earth.
Oh boy. And strangely less culturally insensitive.
Who would have guessed?
Who would have thought?
Sacrifice taste for racial equality. It's exciting.
Successful Saint Jordan Styles. Of course, you'll be at Rise Wrestling
Yes.
this month and next. You're also at Renegade Wrestling Alliance.
Yes.
Doing
December
stuff
7th.
there, pissing off the crowd.
I wasn't there last year, so last month.
week.
Last week, Jesus. Last
Last
week.
week,
Yeah.
I'm like, I just started editing
my
it
days
now.
are
So-
my days are running together. At this
Yes.
point.
So look forward to that, and you can see, like I said, his entire career basically at this point over at IndieWrestling.us, IndieWrestling.network. If you're subscribing over there, hell, you can get the trial and just watch every Successful Saint match
Oh yes.
and karaoke
And
bashing.
karaoke. And me getting booed immediately after hitting Keith Hot during NSYNC.
That's right. That's right. Well, we put that one on YouTube. So, because Ronnie Starks will also be at Rise Inclusion Revolution this weekend.
Yes, very nice.
That also means you won't be at Angel Gate again.
No.
Well,
Wow.
I'm not going to say anything else.
You get an Emmy.
Riz also won't be at Angel Gate this weekend.
I will not, but I will probably be streaming live on Riz Plays Games. Go there, subscribe to Riz Plays Games, use your Twitch Prime for the free subscription, not free Subway sub.
Damn
We
it.
get free Subway?
They were actually a sponsor for the subathon, September, which was like you get half off subscriptions because Subway paid for half of it or something. But go to Risk Plays Games. I'll be playing some more Neverwinter, which is a
Nice.
Dungeons and Dragons game. And also I will probably be playing more games because that's what I do whenever I'm not working, apparently. In fact, I actually have it playing right now.
What are we looking at? Oh, hey, baseball.
I need to play you.
Now.
I need to play you in this.
Oh, you would probably kick my ass in this.
Sorg has seen me on the Brohemoth Invitation.
That's right. That's right.
Destroying people in Mario Kart.
To give you context, when Riz goes live, his message says Riz is playing games. He's not good at them, but he tries hard. So,
because honestly,
that tagline alone, I'm subscribing.
Yes,
and it's working for him. It's really working for him, actually.
It's really working. It actually is really good. I mean, every time somebody subscribes or donates or throws bits at my way, it feels weird. Like
you mean this feeling of good and appreciation?
Yes.
Oh man,
it is heart grew two sizes.
I know it's the opposite. It's the opposite of working in pro wrestling, Riz.
Like it's like I'm playing. Why are you watching me play? This is not good. This is not good. Stop it. Keep it coming though.
Don't stop.
That's so messed up. He gets paid, and I get confetti thrown at me by children.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
No, I don't even. I'm not even getting paid yet. I haven't gotten paid yet.
Yikes.
I'm just gonna watch his feed and I'm gonna go, yeah, like that.
Yeah, you press that X button.
Yeah.
I love every time we're on Twitch, I just get like a giant thing of, because he has a great Kali emoticons that you can drop in.
All right, Sorg, you just did it. I didn't do it the entire night.
Okay.
Pointing it out there, you decided to tell me that.
I'm about to get that over on the Twitch feed.
Nice.
Maybe.
I think we're over on the indie wrestling one right now.
Where are we at? I got a lot of there. Wow, I'm even on there.
Yeah, you're looking at the side of your head right now.
Yeah, I know. There I am.
I'm going to look at my feed from 5 seconds ago to figure out I need to get on the camera.
And wow, I have a lot of people I'm actually subscribed to, and I cannot find where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is.
Most subs, more problems. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Please support our friends. Please support indie wrestling. Please support wrestling in general. There's a lot to support. We'll see you guys next time. Hashtag date Ronnie. Hashtag date Riz. We'll see you next time. Mayhem out. They just look Pac-Man dots or something.
I thought that's what they
does
were. I
look
thought they were
very
like
funny.
fuzzy dice things.
Oh, jeez.
Like I don't know if it's my
Put 'em
hand
at-
or if it's just focused.
Hold on. I'll pull it out a little bit.
Yeah, pull it back a little bit.
I gotta watch my phrasing.
It's like more.
So wait, it's not focusing. It's not focusing. Pull it back towards you.
Pull back towards me?
Like towards you. Yeah,
Towards
because
me?
I'm like, maybe they'll be small, but you can see
better.
them maybe. You move.
Doubling
Inception.
up. Oh my
Wow,
God.
that is
What
weird
is
now.
happening?
That is weird. That's happening right now.
Indian
Wow,
balls.
dude.
Wrong.
I love it. I love technology.
So, yeah,
Riz, I'm so glad you joined us.
I'm so glad I'm here, Sorg.
Go get some sleep.
Hey, you saw what's on my desk, right?
No, I didn't.
On my work desk, it's who do I have over there? It's Bob Ross, of course.
Okay.
The Mutant with Tom Servo. It was the fourth one. There was another one I had, and also the Great Khali is now on my desk
Oh, that's right. I did see that.
at my work desk.
I saw that picture, but I only noticed Great Khali.
Of course you know.
I'm like, and I said, this must be a wrist post.
It was a wrist post. You
Yes.
did a good job.
You did bring him the pit fight, so.
I did bring him a pit fight.
I still got a Davari. We still have Davari on a shelf.
Is that your elf on the shelf?
That's gonna be it's gonna be our Christmas thing. Is Davari on the shelf? I think I'm probably gonna Instagram it on the Mayhem Show account. We'll just like keep moving him around the studio.
Where are you, Davari?
That's how I'm going to get into Christmas. It's going to be wrestling Christmas for me this year. Like that's the only way I can accept Christmas. Because
wow.
I demand we bring back the night before Yeet Miss.
Yeah,
I agree.
That was a lot of fun. Oh yes.
Yeah.
You could show up to a good guy's Christmas and bring your Emmys.
That's true.
That's a good idea.
That's true.
That's a really good idea. I could do that.
I think some greatness can show up at the Good Guys Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Listen, you guys, somebody needs to visit that is a special guest, and we have to tell don't slip on the ice patch.
No.
Great people don't slip. We don't slip.
When are you free Fridays? Exactly.
Oh, next year.
Oh.
Well, I was trying to get something to. I was like, oh well, yeah, I think we can do video games this Friday. Then I look at my calendar. I'm like, oh no, we got a meeting.
And then
we got a very
the best part
important
was
meeting.
I texted you and I was like, Sorg, you want me to come?
Oh no, yeah, last Friday when I'm like getting ready for North Carolina.
I'm like, Sorg, you want me to come over tonight? Like,
they
for
approved
video games?
it.
Like,
They approved.
no, I'm trying to sleep. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm like trying to sleep. Oh, I was like, I can get to sleep by 8, and then here I am at 10:30, and I have to get up at 2 before we drive 8 hours. Yeah.
All right, guys.
I have no problem doing any gig as long as I have more than 2 days notice.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's how you.
That was tough.
Mm-hmm.
That was tough. So, but it turned out well. All right, streamers, we're gonna cut off here. Thank you so much,
Yay,
all of you.
sleep.
Get some sleep. Like what Ryan tells me all the time.
Good luck
Yeah,
with
you
that,
need to get some sleep, man.
He tells me every time. I'm like, I got 8 hours, and I feel like shit. But
When do you get to wake up?
What's that?
When do you get to wake up tomorrow?
No, technically, just I need to edit. Just get here in time for editing.
Nice. I got work at 4.
Tomorrow, you gotta work at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully I don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's normal.
I will
for me.
probably wake up at 10. I'm trying to start hitting the treadmill now.
Nice.
Starting
Get
today.
Sorg in the ring.
I was inspired by Andrew last night. I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing this.
Dude, I'll work a spot with you.
You work a
That'll be
spot?
fun.
Oh no, I'm not
yeah.
gonna, dude.
I'll put you over, kid.
I was talking.
Well, I
to,
didn't say that, Ronnie.
well, I was talking to somebody at Fight Society. And I was just like, oh wait, is that how you run the ropes? That's not how I remember to do it. Oh fuck, I forgot everything.
I love the video of you going, no, not the cameras.
Oh, when I'm yelling at Beastman and Doe. Yeah,
All I
man.
hear is your voice go, not the camera.
I love
no.
that Ronnie came up to check on me.
Because I literally heard you died, and I'm like, I need to go upstairs and see if
Well,
Sorg's still
it's
there.
like-
I thought you died too.
It was I will admit it was 50%. Like I'm really fucking worried about what's about to happen, and 50% like, well, I know everything can hear me, so I might as well play this up. so it just
It's a shoot, kid.
like if the 50 people downstairs are like, oh shit, that guy's really pissed about this, like that. I mean, right? I try to help every little bit I can.
I felt your pain. I felt your pain that whole clip. I'm like, oh god, no, not the equipment, not the equipment.
It's
no,
okay.
God, no.
Well, you see the part where he was hanging out and almost took out the hard cam?
Yes.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
that wasn't my hard cam, but it would have ruined the rest of the night for me for what we were doing.
Is that still the same hard cam from when I was there?
Yeah, which is the same model as what we have. So at least that matches. But
that's good. Yeah.
but it's still there. So it's like one less thing I have to worry about.
Hey, it works for you, yeah.
But no, I mean that was fun. I wish I had any heads up on it. But
No, you're not gonna get that with Beast.
No. Well, there was a little.
There is no heads
there
up.
was a little bit of when the match was starting, and I think they mentioned no DQ,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I got no heads up what's going to happen in this match,
At that point, I would have just locked the door.
and we're live. I didn't even fathom.
There is no door to lock.
No,
there,
no,
which is
I didn't
Yeah.
even fathom that they would come up to where we were. I'm just like they're going to go everywhere. right? And I hope, and our guys are tethered. We're doing live. Like, we're live on Facebook.
Mm.
And I was like, well, I just hope they don't do anything like go outside in the parking lot or something. Like, I think they know better not to do that. Last time with this, somebody talked to us and we worked something out. And then I was just like, oh God, they're going to do something. Like, I knew something was coming because they just did this like 2 months ago. Right. And they've been doing the open challenge things that are going everywhere. I'm just like, something's going to happen. Last time those two, like, Beastman was in a shopping cart getting carted through the crowd and into a wall, God damn it. And it was like, all right, here we go. You know what's nice about shooting MMA?
What?
They stay in the cage. They stay in the cage.
So there's no suicide dives out?
No, nobody's doing a swanton.
You know how insane that would be for
through
just a
table.
suicide dive in an MMA match?
There was one of the guys was a pro wrestler, I was told, on the commentary.
I've seen a person get tapped out in the walls of Jericho in UFC.
There was a bite. There was... Did you see my list of crazy shit? There was a bite. There was a North Carolina street fight. There was... Like, this sounded like a wrestling show, and it came off like a fucking wrestling show.
That's insane.
Like, I talked to the promoter after. I was like, guys, you guys do MMA way different down here, and it's fantastic. I was like, you guys got some shit going on. And it was fucking great to film it. It was fucking amazing. By the way, all that is still up.
Oh my God.
All but like the first 4 matches, I think, are up on their feed because we were having some technical issues we had to work out.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, for sure. That is
definitely beautiful. The stuff that is on there is definitely the good stuff. And it's probably under 2 hours. What's up there right now? I'm like, there's 11 fights. Like, and the shows I've been to, I'm like, guys, these are gonna go the distance because these aren't like the high end guys, And we're gonna this show's starting at 6. We're gonna be there until 11. Like, we're not packing until 11. We got out there at 9:30.
Wow.
We were done at 9:30. I'm like, fuck. And
that's
with the extra intermission to fix the shit that was going wrong.
Wow. Man, they were knocking everybody else out.
There was a lot. There was maybe 2 that went to a dishes. But there was like a 12 and a 13-year-old intergender grappling exhibition that went to a 5-minute draw. And it was just like
that's so odd.
Like a 12 and a 13-year-old boy and girl are wrestling in an octagon. It's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Child Fight Club.
I'm like, is this allowed? What is this commission up to?
I'd pay for a Child Fight Club. That'd be fun.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks guys. I'm gonna get off here. I've talked more.